All right, LDBC, this is your boy the coach, and I'm just going to get right into this. Okay, this story is starting to resurface again, and I see a lot of news outlets talking about this story again. I see some pro-blacks on YouTube talking about this story again. And this is the story of young Karan Blake, who was killed about a year ago. He was only 13. Today, Karan Blake will be 14 years old. And when I look at this kid, I see athletic potential all over him. When I look at him, I see an athlete. I see somebody who probably could have been a very dynamic and very explosive type athlete. This is what I see in this kid. But see, of course, I'm going to see that. Because see, this touches me at my core, because this is what I do. I work with young people, and anytime I see a young person, they pass on too soon, when I see that, and when I see a young person's death that could have been prevented, okay, I get angry at the adults around this person. Because the adults close to this person, they failed him. See, 13, we can say he shouldn't have been doing this and shouldn't have been doing that. I concur with those assessments. Shouldn't have been. But what one pro-black, all these people talking about the case, they're talking about it from a standpoint of race. That's what they're doing. Race ain't had nothing to do with this. I know, y'all don't want to hear that. The fact that this kid was black didn't have nothing to do with the reason why he was killed. The reason why he got killed is because he was trespassing. And I'm gonna tell you why I come to this conclusion. And the reason why he got killed is because of poor parenting or lack thereof. Now, I'm not coming on here and you know, bashing these parents. I'm not doing that, because a mama lost a son, a daddy lost his son, a sister lost her brother, a granddaddy lost his grandson, a grandmama lost her grandson. So don't come on here, man. You know, that mama grieving, you gotta be more. No, I'm not doing that. But I'm going to tell you the truth. Whether you want to hear the truth or not, none of these pro-blacks, none of these channels, none of them talked about the fact, why was this young man out at 4 a.m. trying to steal a car? What was he doing at 4 a.m.? He 13. And moreover, why didn't his parents know that he was out at 4 a.m.? Why these parents ain't know where their son was? Guys, I'm sorry, this is called poor parenting. If you don't know what your 13-year-old son is, if you don't have an idea, poor parenting. Very poor. Because the mom, she got on the news. And she started saying, he didn't have to kill him. Well, let's look at what happened. So this boy tried to steal somebody's car, a government employee. The guy, from his house heard something going on. Okay, 4 a.m., pretty early. A lot of, older people, they wake up early in the morning. So, it's probably right around this guy's time to wake up anyway. Okay, heard something outside. He go outside with his gun. Okay, he's a concealed, weapon owner. He's legally carrying a gun legally. He goes outside. Okay, and he sees a kid running toward him. Now, I'm missing pieces of the story from what I heard. I'm listening to what I heard. He sees somebody, he don't even know it's a child. The homeowner don't even know that there's a child running toward him. See somebody running at him, okay? You see somebody at night, they running at you, okay? You don't know what's going on, and he shoots him. And to the homeowner's surprise, this was a kid. He didn't know he was a kid, had no idea. At 4 a.m. in the morning, it's still dark. You don't know. He had no clue that this was a child. So the homeowner now, he's been arrested, from what I hear, and he's being charged for this murder. It's his fault. Wow. This is crazy. Now, this young man, when I see him, I look at him, I don't see a criminal. I see an athlete. I see one of the most dynamic athletes that probably could have been trained. This kid looks athletic. This is a kid that you spend 3 or 4 hours with him a week, and he not rolling with them dudes that took him to that spot to go try to steal that car. Because what happened is, he came to this guy's house, okay? Somebody let him out of a car. He was trying to rob or steal from the car, And then I guess when everything started going south, the people who drove the car, they left him. So he was out here running around trying to, figure out what to do. He was trying to get away. But this kid had no sense of direction, had none, because he was running toward the very car that he was trying to rob. It was dark. And the people who's supposed to be with him, he looked for the car. The car was gone. Okay, couldn't find him because they left him. And still, they don't even know who was driving that car that let him out. Because those people are liable too. But it's poor parenting. I'm sorry. Your 13-year-old son is out at 4 a.m. robbing people, robbing cars. And you didn't know he was out there? See, these are the questions that these pro-blacks, they don't want to answer. No, let's talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. Because if this young man wasn't out robbing cars or trying to steal, he wouldn't have lost his life. And we got to start calling it like it is. This kid wouldn't have lost his life. See, I tell you, man, my mentor, my dad used to always tell me this, man. And I never forgot it. He said, listen, the problem with you kids is that you guys, y'all get into stuff. And when you get into stuff, when you get in it, okay, you don't think that you're doing anything wrong. Even when people telling you not to do it, you still do it anyway because you don't want to listen and you think that you're going to always get away with it. But the minute something go down, okay, you learn a lesson from that situation when you know you're in trouble. But my father looked me in my eyes one day, he told me, but there's going to be a situation where you're not going to live to learn from it. He said, well, you will learn. He said, no, he said, son, I'm going to correct myself. Oh, you are going to learn from it. He said, but right before you learn that you effed up, he said, you're going to die. Right before your death, you're going to know that you made the biggest mistake of your life. And this young man, the man that shot him, he told the guy that shot him, I'm just a kid. That young man learned this lesson. He learned, I'm never going to go out and steal and rob cars. He learned it. I'm not going to steal or try to steal a car or rob cars. I ain't going to try to steal from nobody again. He learned that lesson. But see, it was too late. He had already lost his life. Okay? He got shot. Now, did it have to come to death? I think this kid's death could have been avoided. And maybe I'm getting parts of the story wrong. Okay? Whether he was shot in the front, whether he was shot in the back. Okay? One of those things, I keep hearing conflicts of story. I keep hearing that he was shot in the back. I keep hearing that he was shot in the front. I keep hearing that he was running toward the guy and got shot. I keep hearing all different accounts of the story. Okay? Either way, this young man's death could have been avoided. This death was 100% avoidable. Completely avoidable. If the adults around this kid would have stepped up and did their damn job. I'm sorry, excuse my language, did their fucking job. If the adults in this young man's life would have did their job, this was 100% avoidable. Okay, this kid didn't have to lose his life. See, 12 and 13-year-old kids period, their brains ain't developed, okay? They do stupid stuff. And when you got kids running around here trying to rob people, and that's that young, they really don't know any better. They know right from wrong, but they still need guidance, okay? Yes, kids know right from wrong, but they need guidance. And this kid didn't have guidance. The guidance he had was the streets, and the streets got him killed. Streets got him killed. And the lack of parenting. And I can tell you right now, this mom probably knew he wasn't at home. She probably knew, but she couldn't control him. She probably knew it wasn't at home, but she couldn't control him. Okay? She couldn't tell him what to do. Tried to tell him to come in at a certain time, and this boy just stayed out. He just stayed out. Because he could. He just stayed out because he could. I mean, what was his mama gonna do? And then moreover, where the hell is his daddy? Where's daddy at? So the adults all around this boy, they have failed this young man completely. Failed him. But these pro-blacks and all these people making these videos, this was not about race. And I know that these guys, they don't want to hear that. It wasn't about race, y'all. This was never about race. Okay? It was about poor parenting. It was about doing something you ain't had no business doing. And you have a lot of people saying, well, good, that's what he get. No, it's not what he get. Okay, it's not what he get. People make mistakes, and people do deserve a chance to, to try to turn it around, to try to get it right. People deserve that opportunity. Unfortunately, Karon, he was in so deep, and you don't know. You don't know who's going to try to kill you. You don't know. Well, Karon found out, and he learned a lesson when that young man was on the ground in a pool of his own blood, and when he had still life left in his body. Karan Blake learned a lesson. He learned that lesson the hard way and the deadly way. Karan Blake played the game. And as people say, he effed around and found out. Oh, he found out. Because I guarantee you, had Karan Blake would have survived, he would have never tried to rob or steal from nobody again. I guarantee you. He didn't survive, y'all. Because number one, you got piss poor ass parents. Piss poor. Failed them. They don't give you a manual on how to be a parent, but damn it, you got to try to be the best parent that you can when you're bringing these kids into the world. You got to be the best damn parent that you can. You have to parent. You have to parent. And not knowing that your son wasn't in the house at 4 o'clock, okay, that's I don't know what else to say about that. Why we don't want to hold his mom accountable? And moreover, why we don't want to hold the people that dropped him off, okay, who took him to the location in that damn car that drove off? Why we can't hold them accountable? Okay, the guy that shot the kid, the guy that shot him, if the kid was running away, if this young man was trying to run, yeah, he's definitely at fault. But some reports say that this kid ran toward him. And if somebody at night running toward you on your property, they running at you on your property, I mean, point blank, what you gonna think? I'm gonna say, hey, man, you don't know if that person running at you got a weapon. You don't know what they trying to do to you. You don't have a damn clue. So the guy with the gun, I kind of see where he coming from. You trying to defend your home. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what I did to somebody I caught in my car. I got up and I heard some rumbling outside my door. And I seen, well, I'm not going to tell you what I actually did to this person that was in my car. I'm not going to tell you because people go to people's houses, they see the cars parked outside, and they go try to open the door, they try to get in them. I'm not going to tell you what I did, but I tell you what, it's not something that I'm going to sit here and I'm going to brag about. Well, I tell you what, it's something that would definitely give me some jail time if I was sitting here and advertise it. I'll tell you that. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take it. But you can't go on people's property and try to steal people's stuff and then think that people in 2024 are not going to retaliate. You can't do that. You can't do that. And this young man, I'm sorry. You can't be out trying to steal people-ish and then think that somebody not going to do anything about it. It's really sad that this guy lost his life because he didn't have to lose his damn life. See, that's the problem. He never had to lose his life. He never had to. But a lot of these kids, they keep doing stuff and they keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And my God, kids will keep doing stuff until they get caught. I've seen kids that get away with, like, legitimately, a whole lot of stuff they keep getting away with. But kids are like these people, like, they just keep doing it until they get caught. They don't understand, hey, I got away with this one. I need to lay low. Kids don't have that rational thinking. They don't have that thought capacity. That's not how they think. I'm going to tell y'all a story I'll never forget. I will never forget it. And it must have been an angel watching out for me that day. When I was a little kid, I was about 11, and I'll never forget this. It was the 4th of July. So we were running around the neighborhood, okay? And of course, it was the hood. We had a mix of, we had some Hispanics in our neighborhood. We had some Asians in our neighborhood. And I will never forget this, y'all. The scariest moment of my life. I will never, ever, ever forget this. So we were going around the neighborhood, putting firecrackers in front of people's, doors and popping them and running off. Okay, well, sometimes people, it was the summertime. And back then, sometimes people would leave their doors open, because people didn't feel like running up their power bill, and it was, you just leave the door open, and everybody knew that, everybody in the neighborhood was cool, wasn't nobody stealing nothing. It was like a watch your neighbor type back neighborhood. Well, it was these Asians, family group of Asians, and we went and, we shot one of them little, damn, what you call those things, man? A Roman candle. Now, see, as a kid, I didn't think about, we could have set their whole house on fire. Damn, we could have injured somebody. Like for real, we could have legit hurt somebody. Like, as a kid, I didn't think about the consequences. Because kids don't do that. Kids do not think about the consequences, ever. They don't think about it. So we put one of them damn Roman candles at his door. So the Roman candle went inside the apartment. Of course, we all ran. I tried to run, okay? Sprung my ankle. Fell, sprung my ankles. I ran down some steps, sprung my ankle. So I'm trying to get up and get away. This Asian guy, mad as hell, comes down the steps. And I'm trying to get away, grab me. And I'm saying, oh, hell. I think it's over. He go, yeah, you. I see you in this neighborhood before. I see you here. And man, that dude drugged me to my house. He drugged me to my house. And he was explaining to my mama what happened. And I'll never forget, my mama, she came up to me, because my daddy wasn't home from work yet, which I was thankful. My mama came up, she grabbed me by my head. I'm talking about grabbed my hair and beat the hell out of me in front of this man. I'm talking about my mama beat my ass. When he told her what I did, because he couldn't get it out. And he said, hey, you tell mother what you do. You tell mother what you do. I said, I took a Roman candle and I set it up to his door. And then my mama started telling me, you could have killed, you could have set their house on fire. You could have set the whole apartment unit on fire, you dumb man. And then when I thought about it, damn, yeah, that's right. But I didn't think about that as a kid. I didn't think about it. But now, and my mama, she had me, the guy, the Asian guy, and I'll never forget him, man. I was pretty close to his family until he died about 6 years ago. This is crazy, man, because I would get up, man. My mom made me get up in the morning. And this was summertime. I had to get up in the morning every day at 4 o'clock. And I would have to go. I had to be outside the man's house at 4 o'clock. And he would come down. I had to go to work with him. And he was cutting trees. So I had to help him pay it off because my mom ain't had the money. So I had to, thank goodness this man was a really, really nice, he was a good man. And I had to go and cut these trees down. And we became, our families became tight. Our families became real, real tight. It became to, I was friends with his sons. We would have dinner over each other's house. And it just became that. And this was somebody that I would see. Even up to his death, man, I was coming over at least once a month, man. And I would always come over on his birthday. And him and I would celebrate his birthday. And we would laugh at it. We would laugh about it now because Mr. Nee was 88 when he died. And Mr. Nee would laugh about it. He'd go, you remember you put the firecracker in my home and I'm going to kill you. We still laugh about it, man. But and he would always tell me, he goes, hey, Shelton, I love you like son, man. I love you like son. He came to my graduation. He came to my high school graduation. Mr. Nee was there. Mr. Nee came to my college graduation. He was there. Every important milestone that I had in my life, Mr. Nee was there. So he was almost like another parent. But back then, man, it was a village. We had that mentality that it was a village. And I lucked up because Mr. Nee could have been a killer, man. And I tell you this because I got lucky. You see, I learned a lesson. And me doing what I did didn't kill me. I was thankful. Unfortunately, Karan Blake didn't get a Mr. Nee. He didn't get a Mr. Nee to teach him a lesson. And that's why parents, we got to teach these lessons before somebody do take them out.